In 1850, George Cannock and John Arnott purchased a drapery establishment at 134 Georgia Street. Arnott's in Dublin was also founded by these two men. In 1858, 24-year-old William Fogarty redesigned the Cannock's building. This structure had an impressive and ornate facade. Not only was this building a store, but it also housed up to 100 apprentices in the upper story. In 1888, the building expanded, and it was at this point that the clock tower was erected. The clock was known as a Westminster chime clock, and it was made by Gillett and Johnson in London and contained 5 bells. It was hand-wound and rang every 15 minutes, as well as striking on the hour. The 5 bells of the clock weighed a total of 3,300 pounds. Each dial of the clock was 6 feet in diameter. The weight of each hammer varied from 18 to 35 pounds. On the 19th of December 1896, powered by 2 Taunton dynamos, the clock tower, as well as the rest of the Cannock's building, became illuminated. In the first half of the 20th century, Jack Glazier was in charge of winding the clock. He would be required to muffle the chimes of the clock at midnight to ensure a peaceful night's sleep for the guests at Cruises Hotel across the road from Cannock's. In 1963, the frontage of Cannock's was rebuilt. The clock was refurbished and the bells were removed. These were replaced by an electric chiming device. The bells were donated to the religious missions in Africa. Pennies bought Cannock's building in 1980 for £950,000. The clock we see today was erected in 1984. The former mayor Ted Russell wrote a poem about the demise of Cannock's clock. What have they done to Cannock's clock? That joy, that pride of Limerick stock, like King John's castle so well known, St. Mary's and the Treaty Stone. For generations its sweet chime set Limerick watches true to time. In the oldest man and youngest child it stirred a pulse of civic pride. It turned their heads and raised their eyes in admiration at its size. From north and south, west and east, its faces spanned the city streets. On workers rising with the dawn, and revellers homebound with a yawn, it looked down with a kindly face, an understanding of life's race. So many men have come and gone, and still that old clock's hands move on. From Jarvey cars to hackney teams, from creolines to grubby jeans, from bowler blacks to bonnets fair, to balding plaits and flowing hair, from creamy pints at 2 old pence, to G&Ts at 2 new punts, from times of leisure and slow pace, to tension in today's rat race, from earthen streets kept spick and span, to concrete roads with litter strewn. Through all these years of city change, the handsome clock remained the same. Until the year 84, when Cannock's name is seen no more, and Limerick's landmark through the years is it gone, alas, midst local tears. Instead a turret, white and red, with 4 ghost faces like the dead, looks down on Limerick teeming throngs, as if to say, I'm new, Mod Con, I'm bustling, busy, up to date, forget the past, that rests with Tate. But is this true? Can this be so? Does progress mean the past must go? That muted we must grin and bear, the blot which spoils our thoroughfare? That we must run and hide our face, while ugliness replaces grace? This can't be so, this can't be true. We need the old, we must have new. The old nurtures civic pride, in the ancient city by Shannon's tide, the new progress work and trade, and industry where jobs are made. So let's be firm and take a stand, while values change like shifting sand, to treasure the beauty in stone and brick, while fashioned the character of Limerick. And if there's change, as there'll be, make new with old compatible.